Well, have to remember the first stimulus bill was passed by and signed by a Republican president, and so Republicans sort of that was a big selling point for a lot of Republicans, and they went along with it. And also, it was during the very depths of the pandemic when everybody knew something had to be done. This stimulus bill is a really big deal. It is a huge. It's a big percentage of U.S. GDP. I mean, during the financial crisis of 2008, America passed a $700-something billion stimulus package, and everybody thought that was huge. This is $2 trillion. I mean, it's almost a paradigm shift in a way America thinks about macroeconomics. People, 12 years ago, people were really, really worried about deficits. What is this going to do? The deficit, the debt. Now, a lot of people are saying, you know what, our economy can afford this.
But it's more than that. It's 40 years since Ronald Reagan said that the government is part of the problem. You talk about a paradigm shift. Is that the paradigm shift?
Yes, that is it's a 40-year arc, and this is kind of it's really completely flipped at this point. And everybody knows that America has underinvested in infrastructure for a very long time. One of the main reasons for that is because of the philosophy that President Reagan embodied, which was government is the problem, it's not the solution. Now people understand that maybe government can be the solution. I mean, for America's terrible history of race and race relations, money can, and addressing economic inequality that falls along racial lines can go a long way to addressing it. Can't do everything. It's not all about money. America's race problem. Racism as a purely non-economic phenomenon is a big problem, but it can do a lot.
And Nita was mentioning there how much money was spent in Afghanistan. The U.S. president putting the accent when he presented it in Pittsburgh on jobs, but also putting it in almost Cold War terms, talking about America's rivalry with China.
In fact, it's the largest American jobs investment since World War II. It will create millions of jobs, good-paying jobs. It will grow the economy, make us more competitive around the world, promote our national security interest, and put us in a position to win the global competition with China in the upcoming years.
Nico, Hines, is that a selling point, talking about China?
Well, it's very interesting the way this bill is being sold. And if you look back a few months when AOC was kind of leading the debate in terms of what progressive politics should be accepted by the Democratic Party, her big push, and Bernie Sanders agreed with this to a great extent, was the Green New Deal. And if you look at what's actually in this bill, it's very similar to the things that they were proposing for the Green New Deal. It's talking about rebuilding an American economy that's suited. Some of the spending is on electric cars being manufactured in America. It's about retooling an economy to suit the 21st century. And a large part of that is because of China. So what they've done is they've taken away the branding that associated it with the progressives, people like AOC, who's very divisive in the country. She's extremely popular and she's fantastic at breaking through, but there are huge swathes of the country that don't like her. And what Joe Biden is doing is putting his stamp, his big, friendly, old, appeal to everybody, moderate, kind of you can't argue with me stamp on it by putting it in a kind of American patriotic version and pro-jobs version. And he's going to try and sell something which is effectively the same as this, what was being dismissed as radical, crazy, progressive agenda that the left of the party was putting forward.